But now we must understand that one habit that we have always, we have developed it because we have been going out. Our attention has been going out. You see, the one habit that we have in the West, which I have noticed also very common, is to be a daredevil for everything and to go to the extreme. See, there's no, what do you say to the bridle? Bridle, you say, the one that is used for the horse? Bridle. The bridle is not there. There's no bridle in our behavior. We go to extremes in everything. Whatever we do, we go to extremes. There's no bridle in our hands. And this is what one has to get to the bridle. It is not that it's like a kite which is just moving here and there. It's not that. It's a complete thrust, complete movement with all willpower, with all effort to go to something that is dangerous. I personally think it's a self-destructive character which is built within us as a result of our movement too much outward. Because whatever moves in one direction has to recoil back. It has a reaction. Like the science has developed atomic bomb. Ultimately, you do develop a destructive temperament. And that is why I think in the West people have no idea how to control the speed backwards. It's more the speed outward to dangerous places they like it. Nature is good. In the nature, it's nice to be there. But it does not mean that you should ask the nature to hit you and kill you. Now in Ganpatipure, I was so sad to see those boys who burnt themselves. It was really very, very saddening to me. And when I treated them, of course they got well. But you won't believe, the whole of my stomach here, the whole skin of my stomach was burnt, charred and burnt, and is now peeling out. Just like they had the problem. I never went to the sea, I never stayed there. So this was the heat they were carrying. Now people get, say, what you call skin troubles, skin cancers. Still they want to do it. Like the other lady who was so sick from Switzerland, is so sick, you see. I was really very worried because she was very dangerously placed. And she is the one who had this problem, and she said, I have an addiction with the sun. How can you be addicted to the sun? It's just a mental idea. I believe me, it's just a mental idea that if you go in the sun, your skin will be all right. It's just a mental idea. Have you seen anyone like that? I mean, what is the proof that if you go in the sun, your skin will improve? What is the proof? We Indians never go in the sun. Never. We never go in a windy place. Never in a windy place. We never go, say for example, this skiing. According to us, skiing is a stupid job. We would never do it. Any Indian who does that is a stupid fellow, according to us. Women will never do horse riding because it affects the uterus. The women don't swim after some time because it affects the uterus. And if it affects the uterus, it affects the whole system because uterus represents your kundalini. All wrong ideas we have got. That's why I see that in the West everybody is sick. They have this trouble or that trouble or this or that. Certain principles are to be born in our mind because we are saints and we are precious things. We are not like other Westerners, that we can waste our life like this for some sort of a stupid venture that we think from. Can you imagine? All Indians have much better skin than you have. Alright? Don't they? Do they ever go in the sun? Never. Then have you seen any Indian sitting outside here taking sun bath? I mean, the proof of the pudding is that despite all that, your skins are so bad. Now, how can your skin be good with the sun? Let us say. Let us take absolutely a chemical reaction. Now, what happens that when the thing falls upon our skin or upon the head, this head has got a brain, and the brain is made of fat. Alright? Now, if you put the fat in the sun, what will happen? It will melt. And that's how people have melted brains. The brains are not normal. They behave in a way you just don't understand why they behave like this. So, first of all, if your brain goes out, how can your skin be all right? Because the brain controls the skin. It controls everything. If your brain goes off, I have not met one person who looks beautiful because he has been in the sun. On the contrary, you stay at home. Preserve your skin by staying at home. The second point is that a Sahajogi should not behave like other Westerners do, that at every holiday they are out. They never sit in the house. Grahastha, the one who stays in the house. We are all Grahasthas, householders. We are married people. As soon as you get a holiday, you're out. Now you might give an explanation, because you see our houses are like this, and we think that our houses are just suffocating us. Have you seen the houses of the poor people here? Have you seen the houses of the labor in Bombay? Nobody goes out for a holiday. All my life, I don't think I've been ever out for a holiday with my husband. Only once we tried for 2 days and we were back from Scotland all the way. We just go for a wedding or a festival or something. If there's some collective happening. Or else you can go for a picnic, all of you together. But you must sit down in the house and talk to each other nicely. There should be some rapport. There's no rapport between the children and the parents. There's no rapport between the husband and the wife. No rapport between the in-laws, other people. No rapport at all. So you become people who are absolutely secluded, shooting off this way, that way, that way. Sit down and talk. Now see our children. Now we talk that our children should be disciplined. The best way to discipline your child is to make the child sit down for a while and talk to the child properly. Tell the child what he's supposed to do. You will find an Indian child goes to somebody's house, just keeps quiet. But let an English child come. He will break this, he'll break that. Give me chocolates, give me this, I want this. You take an Indian child, maybe a poor child, to a market. He'll never ask for anything, demand for anything. Never. Even if you give, he'll say, no, I won't have. He has that self-respect. But if you take a child, any other child, he'll say, please buy me this, please buy me that, please buy me that. Without any self-respect, without any discipline. Now, where does the discipline come in? Now, what we do, supposing a child is there, we are going out. We tell the child, now we are going out. And you have to be a self-respecting child. Because supposing now you are talking, you can say you are a realized soul. You are a Sahajogi. And you can't behave like a stupid fellow asking for this and that. And sit down quietly. You make them sit down. To begin with, you have to do a lot of massaging on their body. Lots of massaging. Every day massage the body so the nerves are All right. Then when you take them out or do anything beforehand, tell them properly, build up their personality of self-respect, of discipline. But you yourself should be disciplined. Now you are sitting in the sun, say, for the whole day, and you tell your son, get inside the house, how will he? A Sahajogi should never go in the sun. Take it from me. Never go in the sun. Because this brain requires complete quietude and no sun activity is needed. It should not even, when you sleep, there should not be even a ray of sun. Even when I sleep, I want complete darkness. Even a slightest ray of light is coming, which people know very well, I cannot sleep because I must act. So the reaction to this light is so much in me. Maybe that I am very sensitive to all the elements. But what about you? You must avoid the sun's light as much as you can when you sleep, and also should not sit in the sun for such a long time. Of course, sitting in the sun helps you because it gives you vitamin D, by which vitamin D, if you take it, you build up your bones better. But now I think your bones are quite built. There's no need to build your bones anymore. But now by God's grace, you are getting soluble calciums which you can eat, and you can also have vitamin D and A if you want to. What is the need of scorching this head? Now, if you sit in the sun, then either you will have a bald head or you will have a jungle in the head. One of the two things, depending on the personality as you are. Because your brain cannot bear it, your skin cannot bear it. After all, we are not jungle people, are we? But you ask any jungle person also, he never sits in the sun. It's only somebody has cooked it in your head that you must sit in the sun. If you go and see Eskimos who live in the ice houses, they never bathe in the sun. Have you ever seen them sunbathing? Have you ever seen them? Any picture anywhere? Then why this special type of stupidity is there among other people? Because you have lost that sense to know that you are maneuvered. You see, how to befool you. Now you must create some weaknesses for people. If you don't create a weakness, how will they prosper with their machineries? So now, let's befool them. If you go to the seashore and you tan your body, you look very beautiful. First of all, you look horrid you look. And secondly, they will say that your health will be all right. So everybody is going to the seashore, ending up with a skin cancer. Because your body revolts against it, that's why you get skin cancer. You get liver troubles, already you are liverish. You are already thinking too much. Why do you want to have sun? You have already too much sun within yourself. So what is the reasoning for it? I just don't understand. You must know that today we have the work of the Sahastrara. And the Sahastrara is the brain. We have to work on the brain. And if you people do not know how to use your brain properly, I don't know what am I going to do. Moreover, today, talking to some Indians, I discovered something horrifying things which I must tell you. Which is horrifying as well as I laughed at it. They were telling me that if you take an English hen and an Indian hen, there's a tremendous difference between the two. The hen that is Indian, if she sees another hen being attacked, she'll make such a noise that all the hen will join together and will start making noises, so that if there's an attack, the master will come and try to remove the attack. But if it's an English hen, she will just watch another being eaten up, you see. And then she's eaten up also, she says, all right, eat me, doesn't matter, I'll take second birth and come back. Said they have no brains at all. He said they have no brains. Like, say an English bullock. They have English bullocks also. I mean, English means Western. They don't mean anything else. But it's Australian. Maybe anything is English to us because we had known only English, so we say English. But that's what they say, English. But it doesn't mean anything. It means any Westerner or any Australian or white-skinned person. Bullock, he said. He said, our bullocks, if you tell them, go straight, they know. If you tell them go left, they know. If you tell them walk this way, they know. They know everything. But if you have any these bullocks, they don't know anything. You tell them go further, you teach them anything, nothing. They will never learn anything. You tell them, they'll go the way they want to. It's very surprising. I said, really? Yes, they said. It is so. They are for no good. They can just do what they want to do. They cannot understand what you are talking. They have no understanding about it. Imagine about the bulls. And then think of it in India. You see, we have everything walking on the street. We have got the bullocks and we have got the cows. We've got sometimes the hen. Everything goes on the road. They know which side the thing is coming, which side they have to move. There's a car coming. He said, put one English cow, they'll be all finished on the road. I got such a fright, when I heard it. I said, they do not do sunbathing. How do they get it? Then I was thinking that the kind of a food you give them, there must be some horrible hormones. They must be spoiling their brains. But we are very destructive. I must tell you. Drugs. Now we started taking to drugs in the name of God. I mean, Indians, you make them take drugs, they'll say, tell another. I know what it is. And then our brains go off with the drugs. Brains are not normal. Why we behave like this, I can only explain that they have taken drugs. I've seen people who have taken drugs, I just don't understand. Why? There's no logic into their behavior. Just no logic. They just, like the brains of a bullock, they behave the same way. You just can't explain why they behave. They have taken drugs. Now what is drug taking? Is again self-destructive. Because you want to destroy yourself, that's why you have taken drugs. Otherwise, how many Indians you have known who take drugs? I have never even seen them. And another thing, Dhumar told me he says his reading is, he says that if a child is educated in a vernacular school, I was also educated in a vernacular school because my father was very particular, no English schools. And those who are educated in the English school, there's such a difference. He says he has his children educated in the English school and he has his children educated in vernacular school. The youngest one is in the vernacular school. He says he knows about everything. He'll know how many cows are in the house. He will look after parrots. He knows how the parrot works out, how the things are. He's the youngest. He knows about everything. But other children, they just will stand. If you tell them, they'll give an explanation. And then they'll say, so what? So what? But if you tell him something, immediately he will know what is to be done. He'll just get it done the way he wants to do it in the sense that it must be done. But here the other way round. If you tell a child from an English school, he will do the way he wants to do, and if you tell him, why did you do this way, he'll say, what's wrong? Or at the most he'll say, I'm sorry, finished. I mean, like Sir Yogis will pull their ears, finished. Even if he hits you, he'll say, pull my ears, mother, I've hit you. It's like that. It's very funny thing. I said, what's wrong with the language? Why this English language makes people like that? I can't understand. Why? I just didn't understand. What's wrong? Now this is not in the Indian language. You see, if you say, they say, what? We didn't understand what you're saying. What's wrong? I mean, just the whole, I think the language itself has the disciplining in it. It has what we call mardav. It, it builds up the personality. Like if somebody tries to show off, you see, immediately we'll say, you are overwise, atishane. And the saying is, atishane tanse bail rikame. Those who try to show that they are very intelligent, their bullocks have no work, means they are lazy lumps. The whole language system as such, they are so practical, I tell you, they are so practical. And that is why we came to India first of all. We had some Sahajogis with us when we came here. About 25 Sahajogis from England came. And we all stayed here, and all these people looked after them and they fed them. And of course, I mean, they paid no money, nothing, they lived here. Nobody even wrote a letter of thanks. So they all got worried. And they wrote a letter to me saying that, Mother, what has happened? Are they all right or are they sick? They have not written any letter to us. So I called them. I said, did you write any letters to them? No. I said, why? We know we did wrong. We know. So you know. Then why did you not do it? No, but we know. Now what is an argument? Now you have come out of that. What I am giving you the background. You have come out of it. Now you are Sahajogis. You are saints. So you have to be very different. You can't be like that. You have to understand. Like some people have a habit of saying, Mother, I am so badly off. You ask them, how are you? They say, like this. It's very common. So I look at their hands. What's it? I don't understand. What does that mean? Here people will feel ashamed to say. Even if you are sick, even if you are dying, if somebody will ask, how are you? They will say, I'm all right. I'm all right. Nobody will do like this. Means what? You ask them, what's your name? Did you ask my name? Of course I did, but why do you ask me again? Any question you ask, they will repeat it always. I used to wonder, why do they repeat? They didn't get it in their heads or what? Now the thing is, that is what is the background of this brain, and don't spoil it more by this sun. You have to do work of this Sahastrara. Sahastrara, which is the lotus of the divine, which has got beautiful petals now enlightened by your Kundalini. They are the living petals. Do not try to play with it. That's why I say don't read funny books, don't see funny things, don't talk to funny people, don't waste your energy in worrying, in futuristic attitude. Keep to yourself, let this grow, because the roots are in the brain. The tree of awareness grows downward, but the roots are in the brain. And you have to go to the roots now, because you have done that movement. Now you come back. And for that, you have to know to look after your brain. The other day, I also said that I don't know why you people don't put any oil whatsoever. Why not put oil in the head? Poor oil. Head needs the oil always. At least on a Saturday, put so much oil, rub it nicely and have a bath. But people just don't put any oil in the head. I mean, you must oil, gear up your brain. Don't you think so? If you don't put oil in any machine, it will crack. For this brain, which is a special machine, after Sahaja Yoga is really a very special one, you must try to put lot of oil in it. Put some oil in the ears. Put some oil in the nose. Now the modern theory of the doctors is don't put any oil or anything into the ears and the noses of the children. Rajesh's brother had a child and they went to, of course, to a latest doctor from America. And the child was crying, weeping, feeling so horrible. And his Brahmarandra, what you call the fontanelle bone area, was not filled at all. It was all open. I said, what's the matter with you people? They said, the doctor has said, don't touch the oil. I said, what? They said, he'll have allergy. I said, no, nothing of the kind. You bring the oil. I got one full katori of oil, rubbed it on his head, pushed back that thing, and I put it in nose and ears. The child slept like a log of wood. Imagine how much the child must have suffered. These stupid ideas come from where? I don't know. They don't have any oil these days, so what is their idea? Is to do some business must be behind it. I don't know what is business. I don't know what they are going to run by not giving any oil to the children. They must be having some business with that also. Otherwise, it is absolutely a stupid idea. I just don't understand that the child has an allergy. And how presumptuous to think like that.